this floating piece of trash that I can do nothing with at all. And with a string, I mean, you have to have a string, otherwise it floats away, right? It becomes a responsibility. It's trash and a responsibility. I mean, I think flowers are a weird thing to give to people too, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, because it's just like you have a friend who's like pet passed away or something, you know? You're just like, wow, I'm so sorry your cat died. Damn. Well, let's see how long you can keep these alive, huh? Yeah, but it is good that we get flowers for sympathy rather than balloons, right? Because that would be a little weird. If I showed up to a funeral of like a drowned boy, you know, and I just have a bunch of balloons, you know? Because what would I do? I'd go up to the parents and be like, hey, I know your son could have used the air in these earlier, but here you go. Don't let him float away. Like your son, right? You don't want to lose it. Yeah. I know that was pretty sad. I'll lighten the mood here a little bit. Who remembers Hurricane Katrina? I mean, it was a bad hurricane, sure, but it did have a cool name, though. Katrina? That's a cool name. Because I was reading about a Hurricane Nicole recently, and I'm like, what the hell is happening to these hurricane names? Nicole? That's so basic. Like, I know a Nicole, right? And no Nicole I've ever met has been wet, so like, how... All Nicoles I know are dry as hell. That's not a good hurricane name. So we gotta sop these names up. We really gotta fix these names. And I think we could start with this room. Let's see if any cool enough names are in this room. Like, what's your name? Morgan? Hurricane Morgan. Yeah, it's a dry hurricane. That's terrible. That's really bad. What's your name? Michael. Hurricane Michael! Wow, it's dry. So dry. Oh my God. What the hell? I do think, obviously this room probably doesn't have any cool names, looking at the white audience that we have. But I do think I know a way to make them better. I think that we could start naming hurricanes the way that trans people name themselves. Yeah. Like have a Hurricane Zephyr, huh? I think that could be cool. Or like tropical storm, right? That could be cool. And I did switch to a tropical storm. That's because it can identify as whatever kind of hurricane it wants to, okay? But, the states that have hurricanes, think about it. They're pretty transphobic, right? Florida, Texas. They're not going to want a trans hurricane railing through their town, right? They are not going to want that. They would look at that and be like, that disaster is not natural. But hurricane rain with two ends is coming, whether you like it or not. And it's going to blow all of you guys. And then when it's done, what is there? There's a big old rainbow. You've been blown by a trans hurricane. You're gay now. Yeah, let's make Florida gay. I think we could do that. Speaking of being gay, I don't like proposals. I think marriage is gay, even if it is a straight marriage. I think that proposing is so dumb. Like, I hate hearing about my friends' engagements. I'm like, okay, I'm bored. I think I could be into hearing about it if we switched words around, Because it's 2023. Why don't we mix things up? We should switch proposing with fingering. I think that could be cool. I mean, that's what you're doing. You're fingering her, right? I don't know. I think it'd be fun to hear about my friends' fingering happening at her favorite restaurant, getting fingered at Chili's or something. I'd love to see a big blimp that says, "Will you let me finger you?" Ask the father's permission to finger his daughter, huh? I don't know if that idea sounds a little weird. I just got done proposing to myself in the bathroom. I did say yes, in case you're curious. All right, guys, that's been it for me. You guys ready for a good show? All right, we got a lot of great comics. Your next one, give it up for Carter Doherty.
Oh, keep it going for Gretchen, everybody. Oh man, do you guys think I'm hot? Okay, well, yeah, I'm nervous about not being hot, cause I'm 21 right now, which means like this is the hottest I'll be. So what the fuck? Like if I just, like, I don't know, like no life change is gonna make me hot. Like I'm not gonna just start working out and then not look like Kyle Rittenhouse, you know? Okay. I don't know, man, it's tough. Do you guys know what the ick is? Yeah. I can see some head nods. You guys got it right when I got on stage? No, okay. Well, if you don't know what the ick is, the ick is a feeling that a lady can get when she sees a guy do something that could be completely normal, and she just loses all horniness immediately. It's a crazy concept. Like I was talking to one of my friends, and she was telling me that her ick is when her boyfriend gets too excited. Yeah, I was like, I think you just hate your boyfriend. She was like, no, he just like when he gets way too excited, he acts really feminine. Oh? See what I'm talking about? Like women are all like, oh, I want men to be in touch with their emotions, and then as soon as they are, they're like, I'm not gonna fuck a gay guy. That's disgusting. No. What? Okay, well, my girlfriend pegs me every night, but all right. No, the concept of an ick is crazy to me though, as a guy, because like my girlfriend could shit her pants on a date, and I'm like, if you shower, like nothing's stopping me. Like I don't know, it could be bloody. I'll still do it. I don't know. Okay. Well, yeah, that's gonna be it actually. That's all the lines I wanted to work out. This next comic, super fucking funny, everybody. It's Billy DeVore!
What a good-looking boy! Hi, let's launch right into it. My wife and I, we started going to marriage counseling, or as I like to call it, bringing a +1 to therapy. She hates it, and that's why we're going. My wife is an opera singer, and I do this, so we needed a professional mediator. 100%. It's working. Our communication skills have gotten better. It's really working. But I don't know if I fully trust our counselor. Because every time we go in and we sit on the couch and look past them and look at the wall, every one of their degrees is crooked. How are you going to fix this marriage if you don't even own a level, bitch? Come on! How are you gonna fix her passive-aggressive tone? You're not cool, I'm gonna keep jacking off in the shower. That's totally fine. No, and the other thing that this counselor has us do is every time we leave, they give us worksheets to take home, because nothing says love like a word search. It's like we're back in elementary school English class. It's a great time. I wasn't a great student then, and I'm a terrible student now. Those bitches ain't getting done. I dropped out of 4 different community colleges, okay? I would have gotten my degree if they would have let me sleep in my car as my major. And minored in ping pong. What's crazy is they have us doing this specific method. This specific method is called the Gottman method. Developed by Dr. John Gottman and Dr. Julie Schwartz Gottman. Oh, I know who came up with the brunt of that one. Because no man's gonna be like, yeah, let's do a crossword puzzle to figure out our love language. I wish I was a fly on the wall for that conversation, just up against it, and then she was just like, hey honey, can you leave me notes of affirmation to remind me how much you love me? Yeah, whatever you want, I'm not getting divorced. Again, like, the guy got divorced 3 separate times. He was like the Wright brothers of getting divorced. Because in the end, he knew how to take off. You know what I mean? I'm Billy DeVore, thank you so much! Alrighty, your next comic, very funny gentleman, make a lot of noise for Eric Hook!
Keep it going for that guy. What a weird looking fella that guy was. He was interesting, wasn't he? All right, let's get going. Hi back there, cool. I was on the internet today. You guys ever do that? No? All right, got an asshole over here, sweet. I'm just kidding. I was on the internet today. I did one of those rap name generators. You guys ever do those? Put your name in there, gives you a cool rap name. Thought it'd make me feel good about myself. But it gave me the rap name Lil Bitch. It's like, I didn't know my dad helped make this rap name generator. Because that's what he called me. What do you guys think is a good age to lose your virginity? Like 17, 18? I feel like that's fair. Some people it takes a little bit longer, though. Some people it takes until they're 30. Yeah. I'm actually only 29, but I'm really hoping next year's the year, guys. Trying to get it in 2023. No, that's not true. I'm married, actually. So I'm really hoping I'm going to lose it any day now. It's a virgin joke for me. No. I have sex, I do. Yeah. I blow my wife's back out, I do. I don't know why I looked at you, but I don't do it, but it's fun to say, you know? Yeah. My wife's very supportive. After sex, she'll say things like, I don't even like orgasms. My wife looks at having sex with me like when I take her to Catholic church on Christmas. You know. She'll participate, but she doesn't really believe in it. I am actually married. My wife is of Asian descent. She's half Filipino, which is great. No applause, Cincinnati, it's fine. Yeah. Too late, but you know, it's fine. It's okay. What's that? All right. Anyway, got a fucking dude speaking in tongues back there. I don't know. No, she's and I had a friend ask me the other day if I had an Asian fetish. If I had an Asian fetish, and I was like, no, I don't. I have a anybody that'll have sex with me fetish. That's kind of what I'm rolling with. I'm just, I'm not picking between different cultures of people. I'm just kind of spinning a globe and just putting my finger inside anybody that'll let me. You know? You ever play that game? Finger globe. Little fingering joke? Come on, Cincinnati. It's all right. My wife's from French Lick, Indiana, which is a super small town, like 1,000 people. I moved down there for a couple years. That's where I met her. And I moved down to French Lick thinking like it was going to be like the Andy Griffith Show, like people mowing their lawns, kind of waving to each other. It just ended up being a lot of meth down there. A lot of meth. The only way it was like the Andy Griffith Show is if Andy Griffith was missing a bunch of teeth and he stole catalytic converters off of cars. I like to tell my wife that she's the jewel of French Lick, which is not much of a compliment. That's like saying somebody's the hottest person in a Cracker Barrel. Little Sea Barrel fans back there, they don't like me much, but that's all right. I don't know. My wife, her birthday's on January 6th. Remember that? Insurrection? Yeah. I like to do it up for her, do something really nice for her, but in 2021 I had to miss her birthday. Yeah. Because I was in Washington, D.C. with some of my like-minded friends. Yeah. But I did get her a really cool gift that year. I got her Nancy Pelosi's pencil sharpener. Yeah. It's very rare. You can't buy that. So she was pretty psyched about it. What do I want to end on here? I'll do this. I'm getting laughs on forgetting jokes. Great. Do you guys familiar with the phrase "just do it"? I think everybody knows that. Just do it, Nike. Yeah. Most people don't know this, but Nike actually came up with that phrase because it was the last words of a death row inmate. It's a real fact. Somebody at Nike read it in a paper. This guy said this before they put him down, and and that's what they came up with their slogan. So I thought, what if other companies use the last words of a death row inmate for their advertising? So I thought of a couple examples for you. Fucking kill me now. It's Comcast. It's I can't believe this is the end. It's Blockbuster. It's I'm not responsible for all those people dying. It's Craigslist. I have an alternative one for that. It's I'm not responsible for all those people dying. And that's Wuhan, China. I like to hear people woo. It makes me feel good. So, all right, I'm done. You guys ready for your next comedian? You guys are a really good crowd. All right, put your hands together for Kent Rader.
Hey, keep it going for everybody you've seen, all right. Yeah. You know you're getting old when you no longer understand the technology your generation invented. Right? For me, it's the cell phone. For my parents, it's the television. I didn't get to see my parents for 6 months during the pandemic. First time I saw them, I noticed that their closed caption has gotten switched over to Spanish. Right? It must have been that way for a while, because when I asked Dad, why is it on Spanish? He went, "Su mamá este loco." You do know you're getting old when you could be the father of everybody else on the show. But yeah. But you know, kids today, they've grown up with technology and they want the latest technology. I cannot fathom standing in line outside the Apple store to trade in a perfectly good phone for the new iPhone. Our grandson said, "But Papa Kent, it's waterproof. That way it'll still work if you drop it in the toilet." Regardless if it works. If I drop my phone in the toilet, it's staying in the toilet. But I got a new phone last summer because I dropped my old one in the toilet. And this thing is creepy, you know? It seems to monitor what I do all day. After a week, when I'd wake up in the morning, it would say your commute to work is 7 minutes today, which is weird because I don't have a job. And then I realized that the directions are to our local McDonald's. You're eating too many Egg McMuffins if your phone thinks you work at McDonald's. But it's got an app for this and an app for that. I'll tell you the app I could use is one that doesn't autocorrect profanity that I type into text messages. Right? Right, because as perceptive as this phone is, you would think it would realize if I'm swearing, I'm angry. And changing a text message to read horse ship isn't gonna make me happy, right? And Twilight, my wife's deleted all the profanity from my phone's dictionary because our grandson can read. "Hey, Papa Kent, what's horse ship?" "It's a ship for horses." And he goes, "And they don't let me cross the street alone." But every time he's with me, he plays games on my phone, and all I ever see him do is this, right? The other day he goes, "Hey, Papa Kent, when you were a kid, what games did your grandpa's phone have on it?" My grandpa's phone didn't have games. "Oh, it was a flip phone?" "No, it was a wall phone." "What's a wall phone?" I said, "It was connected to the wall with a wire." "Oh, it had a bad battery?" "No, it didn't have a battery. It didn't have games. You couldn't text with it. You couldn't get on the internet. All you could do is make calls with it." That's horse ship. And what do you guys do with all this technology? You send naked pictures of yourself to your boyfriend or girlfriend, right? And don't let your parents say they wouldn't have done it. The only reason they didn't do it is it would have been too much work, right? We would have had to buy film. You would have had to get your buddy to take the pictures of you, which is weird. You'd have to send the film off to get it developed. You'd have to find the 1 or 2 pictures that aren't blurry because your buddy was laughing. You'd have to put it in an envelope, address the envelope, put a stamp on it. I mean, the only good news is in those days, the post office would have delivered it the next day. I think that's why somebody came up with the Polaroid camera, right? I don't know, you guys know what the Polaroid is? Right, it's coming back, right? I mean, and I love the Polaroid because you could see your picture in 90 seconds, you know? And it was so cool. But our grandson wanted one for Christmas, so I also gave him a pair of bell-bottom blue jeans. Should have given him a belt, because his pants are always falling off his butt. Don't look at me like you don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. He goes, Papa Kid, it's called sagging. I said, son, sagging has never been a compliment. If you don't believe me, go tell your mama, you're sagging. Everybody working at the emergency room agreed that was a mistake. So, well, that's my time. Thank you, guys. Now, please give a warm welcome to the very funny Allison Stack.
Thank you. Everyone, I've been thinking about what my dreams mean lately. Like, apparently, if you have certain dreams, it can be reflective of something in your real life. Like, if you have a dream that all of your teeth fall out, that means that you have anxiety. Well, I had a dream that the entire inside of my mouth was covered in teeth. So I guess that makes me pretty chill. It was a crazy dream. I actually had that dream, and I woke up in the middle of the night just delighted by the feeling of my own tongue. And immediately went back to sleep. And then I had a dream that I went and bought olive oil. So a little different than the first one, given. So I guess I'm chill, and I'm gonna make a vinaigrette. I don't know what that second one means. If anyone has insight, let me know. I know what you're all thinking. You're looking at me. You're like, when is she gonna start talking about egg prices? Right now. Do it. Everyone's like saying like that eggs are like too expensive. I don't think that at all, actually. I think eggs are just finally recognizing their worth. And I appreciate that. Okay, they're setting boundaries. They're like, you know what? Not all of you deserve 12 grams of protein per serving. I like that. I feel like I look at eggs and I like see myself in them, you know? Because people are like, they're always like, oh, eggs, they're so boring. They're so pale. Eggs, they never finish their master's thesis. What the hell? I'm tired of hearing about it. If eggs are so boring, how come they let you hit it on the kitchen counter? You just gotta respect them, that's all. Maybe take them out to dinner, I don't know. You just gotta respect them, because, you know, they have like a cold, hard exterior, you know, sometimes. Because maybe they were disrespected, I don't know. Maybe they were used incorrectly. Maybe someone used them to egg a house. And like, you know, they never wanted to be a homewrecker, but here we are. Maybe they didn't know about the wife, okay? Did we think about that? Did you put yourself in the egg shell? Did you? Did you ask the egg what happened? Maybe the egg was only like 19, I don't know, just something to think about. People, you know, eggs, they're a little unproportional. You know, they're a little bigger on the bottom than the top. Some people like that, okay? Some people think that's attractive. Eggs would have been revered for their shape in ancient Greece, so yeah, they're worth the $8, I would say, at least. Like eggs shouldn't be $2 at the grocery store. They should be on display at a museum. Any egg could be a Fabergé egg. That's just my opinion. Anyway, that was about eggs, nothing else. Just something to think about. I love what the English language has done with French words. Like, I feel like sometimes we really just like botch it entirely. Like a matinee, it's like a film you see in the afternoon, you know? But like I can't believe, like I can't call my dad taking me out of school to see Transformers a matinee. You know what I mean? That just feels wrong. Like, I can't call that a matinee. Like, if anything, I call that like negligent parenting. I don't know. All right, guys, this is my time. I'm at Listen Step. All right. Coming to the stage now, very funny, Duncan Kissinger.
Hey, what a night, huh? Keep it going for Allison. Everybody's seen so far. I hope this goes well, God willing. I've never been here before. My name is Duncan Kissinger. Duncan like the yo-yo, Kissinger like the war criminal. You'd think being named after yo-yo, I'd be a little better at walking the dog, but it's kind of like a who's walking who thing. You know? Just dragging me around like she smells a dead kid in the creek. It's not a dead kid joke, it's a Lassie joke. No, the name Duncan, it's actually Scottish for dark-skinned warrior, which I thought was funny growing up because I was just a pale bitch. Glad to say I'm doing a lot better. Quit fucking with sunscreen. Y'all still on sunscreen? Gotta get off that stuff. No, I got a dog. My mom calls me a dog dad. I don't love that. I always have to tell her, no, you don't get to be a grandma. There's a real good chance you're one of the main reasons this is a dog and not a person, you know? But I can't keep a therapist long enough to find that out, you know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough. So I live in Indianapolis, so I drove down here today, which was nice. I was able to listen to my new favorite radio station. Used to be NPR until I figured out they don't know what they're talking about. So now it's 105.1 La Grande. It's my local Spanish station. I don't know what they're talking about, and I love it, you know. There's no ads when you don't know what they're selling, you know. Gotta Shazam songs. I don't know who's singing, what they're saying, but I was actually at a carniceria recently. I saw a poster. I think my favorite band is coming, but I don't know when or where. Sucks. Really want to go to that show. So I like to challenge myself. With that in mind, I recently changed my watch to military time. I have no idea what time it is. It's been very challenging. Some of it's easy, you know, 13, that's 1, but it gets around now and I got nothing, you know. Might as well be tomorrow. Been getting into bathing recently. Y'all fuck with bathing? Try and keep it general so everybody's hip, yeah. Bathing. I Epsom salts, candles, lights off, all that shit. And I was nervous getting into it because I saw on the bag of Epsom salts it said, don't use these in the tub if you're diabetic. And I didn't know, but nothing happened. Not diabetic, you know. I don't know, maybe I'm pre-diabetic though. Something could happen. Well, I don't know. That's fine. That's fine. I don't like that one either. Oh man, fuck that joke. I learned the difference between good and well at an early age. I learned my grandmother's well water is not good. Yeah. And we're back, baby. We're back. God, man. I like playing games on my phone. Y'all play games on your phone? Yeah, it came up earlier, so yeah. But have you seen these ads for this Homescapes game? This fucking single mom and a daughter, and they're cold. They're real cold, you know. She's like, do I pull this lever and fix the window or start a fire, you know? And she always picks the wrong one. I think that's the future liberals want, you know? Just no strong men around like, hey, fix that window, baby, make me a sandwich, I'll get some firewood. I love you. No. I feel like they could use a little patriarchy. I don't know. Yeah. They're jokes, baby. Appreciate that. All right. Good timing, huh? A lot of people think dogs look like their owners. Not me. I'm open-minded. I saw a black lady with a white dog. So. Interestingly enough, I saw a white lady with a mixed kid and a black dog. I just thought she couldn't have. There's no way. All right, one more for me. I learned over the past few years that actions have consequences, sometimes unintended. 2014, I wrote a book of Ukrainian gibberish. Then Russia annexed Crimea. Sorry. 2017, I released an album of music called Make Time Stop. 2020, The Great Reset. Sorry again. That being said, knowing this power I wield, I'm excited to give you the title of my next project, Suck My Dick and Give Me All Your Money. No, fuck that. I don't need the money. Keep that energy going. Up next, we got the very funny Todd Probus, baby.
So I'm trying to reach the level of fitness where complete strangers will stop calling me big guy. What can I get for you, big guy? Sign here, big guy. What do you need, big guy? And every time I hear it, I'm like, ugh. So insulting, because we don't do that with any other physical characteristics. Like, I'm never at Burger King. Although, man, I wish I was at Burger King. Anyway, I'm never at Burger King and hear the cashier be like, what do you need? Should have gotten braces, you know? But if you're an out-of-shape guy, you're a big guy. And let me tell you something. As an out-of-shape man, there is nothing that makes me angrier, except maybe salads, than when a complete stranger calls me big guy. So a few years ago, I wanted to do something about it. I decided to start running because it combines two of my favorite things, which are cussing at my legs and trying not to die. I would get up really early and run before the sun would come up, so as not to expose the neighborhood to this, you know. But every once in a while, I'd run past a house. I remember the first time it happened, I ran past a house. It was dark outside, but the light from the front porch cast my shadow out into the street. And for the first time in my whole life, I saw in real time what I look like when I'm running. And it startled me. Like, I looked over and I'm like, ah! I had no idea how closely I resembled a penguin just trying to get to a gas station bathroom as quickly as possible. But I kept running. I lost a little bit of weight. I signed up for a 5K. That was before I knew that you had to do all 5 of the Ks in a row. Like, I thought it was K, nap, K, lunch. No, you got to do them all right then. But it was fun. It was fun. It was a charity race. Everybody was dressed up in costume. There was one guy who was dressed up in one of those giant inflatable Pikachu Pokemon costumes, and he could barely walk. He was waddling around. So it was fun, you know. I got a banana, because everybody gets a banana and a water. I got a t-shirt. I was hoping for one of those, like, cool finish line photos where I'm like, yeah, and put that on Facebook, you know. I'm on Facebook because I'm old and stuff. And here's what happened. I come to the finish line. I'm like, here we go, here we go. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see a 4-year-old boy passing me with his dad. The guy in the Pokemon costume. So my finish line photo is this. So I said, I got to try this again. So I signed up for a 10K. Now, I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but a 10K is like a 5K, but double. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you all, I finished last. Like, I finished dead last. And I am not proud of that. I'm not excited about that. Like, no, I didn't slap that on Instagram. You know, no one celebrates finishing last. Actually, there's one group of people who celebrate finishing last. People who still fly Confederate flags. I'm like, y'all finished second out of 2. I'm especially curious about those people who have those t-shirts that has like a Confederate flag and it says, the South's gonna rise again. I'm like, it's been 160 years. When does that again part roll around? That's like how Dippin' Dots has been the ice cream of the future since I was 8 years old. Y'all are the Dippin' Dots of racism. About a year ago, I was driving my family through Georgia, because of course I was. And there was a pole, a giant pole next to the highway. And at the top of the pole was a Confederate flag just waving. And underneath it, it had a sign that said, "To register, call." And then it had a phone number. And I'm like, really? You want people to call that number to sign up for the Confederacy? Can't they just do that through their MySpace account? Right? It's not the same thing. So anyway, I finished last in this race. I knew I was going to finish last. I was dying out there. I'm like, just get me to the finish line, you know? Here's how far last I was. They had already put away the bananas in the water. They did not know I was still out there. I come to the finish line, and by the way, my finish line photo from that race is this. And they are folding up tables, and they don't know what to do. They see me coming, and they're like, oh, oh, oh. And finally, one volunteer says, "Good job, big guy." And I'm like, oh! Thank you, I'm Todd Provis. That was my time. Thank you so much. Our next comedian, you're going to love him, the very funny Tabari McCoy.
The black guy, white guy handshake. We still can't get that shit right. Damn it. Oh, sorry. What's up, everybody? It's nice to see y'all here today. I'm surprised that there's this many of y'all here today because it was so nice outside, you know what I mean? It was 73 degrees in February. I know it was nice outside because I saw black people in shorts. I was like, oh shit, it's nice outside. See, yeah, you know, black people are like, yeah, white people are like, we never stopped. Oh, man. Let's see, you know, happy Black History Month to you, or as Fox News calls it, extended Halloween, so there's that. You know, I hope y'all had a good Valentine's Day last week. You know, I hope y'all had a good one. If you didn't, fuck it, it wasn't my fault. You know. I don't care anymore about Valentine's because I'm in my mid-40s and I couldn't be most single if I was a sandwich at Wendy's in this bitch, so I don't care anymore. You know, I just don't. I'm trying to care, but it's hard. Like, and I'm getting older, man, you know, because mid-40, like, this is where I'm at right now. Like, ladies, you're beautiful. Thank you for being here. Some of you did the best you could. Anyway, I like y'all a lot, but I just don't want to put in the effort no more because it's too tiring. Like, I'll put it to you this way, like, this is how I know I'm getting older. If you offered me sex with a beautiful 20-year-old woman or a sandwich, I have to know what's on the sandwich first, I'm sorry. Spicy brown mustard and garlic pickles? Bitch, please. Yeah, man, I'm tired of being single, though, and it's hard to be single here in the Midwest where people get married out the womb and shit. It's terrible. You know, by the way, the white women here tonight with black dudes, you can't break up with him until March 1st. Want to get that out? Get that out the way. There's that. You know, women kill me because I have a lot of platonic female friends because I'm safe. You know, they kill me because they say dumb shit to me all the time. And like, ladies, sometimes you say things that are not conducive to you finding the man that you think you want. Like, a lot of my female friends are like, oh, I want a man that's tall, dark, and handsome. I'm like, really? Because that is the protagonist of every one of your Netflix murder documentaries. Get you a dude that's short and squat so your ass can fight back. Like, I remember I had one of my friends tell me, Tabari, you know what your problem is that you're not a challenge. I'm like, oh, you want a challenge? Run your ass across I-75 at 440. Let's see how it works out. Watch Frogger with live action people and shit. You know, I don't know. There should be a show on HGTV, I'm convinced at this point, called Fix This and Flip This Dude. You know, like ladies, y'all like fixer-uppers. That's what I've noticed. You don't want a man to be complete. You want to do some shit with him, you know. Unless you're like in your 40s and divorced with 4 kids, because I've seen your Tinder profile, nobody's fucking with you. Anyhow, Like, y'all like fixer-uppers are like, could you see women, women always have that one friend that has that bad boyfriend, they ain't gonna make it, and they'll be like, they should have that dude on the show. And they'll be like, meet Todd. He is 25 and in a band and doesn't even have his GED. Like, oh, shit. Meet Molly. She thinks she can make him into a 6-figure doctor. I'd be like, Dr. Scholes, maybe, but that's not it. He probably got foot problems. Shit is dumb, That's why I'll tell you what my favorite thing to do is now. Hating. Love it. I love hating on shit. And here's the thing I will tell you. Everybody in this room likes hating on shit. Yeah. You know how I know that? Because we have TV shows that we only watch because they make us feel better about ourselves. Okay? Yeah. I'll give you a perfect example. I can't cook. Okay? Can't cook. I can make bacon and apologies. That's all the shit I can make. Okay? That's it. You know what one of my favorite shows is? MasterChef Junior. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, MasterChef Junior is a show where they have 8 to 13-year-olds on national television trying to cook extravagant dishes to save their parents' marriage. That's what they do. What other 9-year-old do you see on TV like, oh my God, I can't find saffron for my souffle? And I'm like, well, your dad found a divorce lawyer, motherfucker. Get ready to move. That's gonna be all for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Coming to the stage now, a very funny young man, first time here at the club. Make some noise for Mr. Drew Pinnell, everybody.
All right, hello. I pray to God I got that handshake right. God, that was stressful. So I don't know how to talk to people, like new people. Like I don't know how to talk to new people. And that's not a joke, that's just something I've been wanting to get out off my chest for a while. So I appreciate you guys for receiving that. That felt pretty good to say out loud. In middle school, when you were like at a sleepover with like 5 of your friends, all going to bed, lights off, everyone's just like cracking jokes, just a wave of slap happy gets over you guys. And then that one guy says the joke and the room just like goes silent. I was that kid. I think I'm still that kid. So if this feels at all like a middle school sleepover, I apologize. So I've only been doing stand-up for a little while now, and it's been fun. These past couple weeks at the open mics, I'll do my set, and then afterwards I get people that come up to me and give me a fist bump and say good job, and that feels good. And it feels genuine most of the time, but sometimes it feels like I think they might just feel bad for me. Because they'll just give me a fist bump and it feels like a fist bump that's like, at least you got up there. You gave it your best shot. So I'm worried that in due time I'm gonna be like the Make-A-Wish kid of Cincinnati stand-up. I just like show up to the open mics and they're like, let him go up there. I mean, I don't know. Let him live his dream. Give him 3 minutes, we'll cut him off. So I'm 22 years old. I graduated with a degree in psychology. So that's cool. A degree in psychology is a lot like having sex and not coming. Like going to college, going to class, doing the exams, doing the work is like sex. And then like getting a decent job would be like coming. I'm not coming. I've got pretty bad blue balls right now. I'm pretty backed up. Instead of fucking like the goth girl with daddy issues, I should have just fucked the dumb blonde like everybody else. The goth girl doesn't want you to come. She's into some weird shit. This is kind of exciting. I'm on day 14 of my month-long drinking alcohol challenge. Clap it up for that. Thank you. Usually it's like people take a month off from alcohol, but I'm taking a month on. A lot of my friends and family have like troubles with alcohol addiction and stuff like that. I don't, and I figured, what's all the fuss about, you know? So day 14, it's like, there is no fuss. I'm having a great time. It's awesome. I don't know what they're ruining their lives over. I'm having a great time. Every day is so much fun. I think I'm going insane. I started a podcast. And this is like, I've been doing stand-up. No one wants to hear me talk. And I get that, but I still wake up every Saturday and record a podcast. I could be spending that time like looking for jobs, going back to college, getting another degree instead of this psychology shit. But I'm recording a podcast that no one listens to. But you guys should check it out. Thank you. All right, thank you guys. That's my time. Keep it going. For the very funny, Gabe Kia.
Hey, keep it going for Drew, everybody. At least he came up here. Todd was talking about the Confederate flag. I was in Oklahoma recently at a flea market, and I saw this at the flea market. This guy was selling dream catchers with a Confederate flag in the middle of the dream catcher, and I was like, well, this is a project that neither group consulted on. I think it was just like one racist dad trying to sell it to other racist dads. He's like, you put this over your son's bed, none of that stuff gets in there. It's like designed to make Dr. Martin Luther King dream stop from going through. Ooh. Wrong month for that one, okay. I was in Wichita after that. I read this was a couple weeks ago. In Wichita, this guy got shot by his dog, and it was like a hunting accident, but he got shot by his dog and died. So this is like the first shooting by a dog that I've heard of. And I was like, you know, the only thing that can stop a bad dog with a gun is who's a good boy with a gun? Come on. That's what I'm saying. We just need more dogs with guns, you know? Like, yeah, that guy knows. You guys want to arm the teachers? I say go further, you know? Just dogs too. Wouldn't it be interesting if there were different states, and whatever state you're in, you're like, wait, do the dogs have guns in this state? You're going to Wisconsin? Take your dog whistle, trust me. Whenever I'm doing shows, I try and make it so I do shows with states with strict abortion laws. Yeah, because those are also the states that have loose COVID restrictions too. Have you ever noticed that correlation, right? They got too many new units coming in. Gotta move out some of these old units. Too late for that one, okay. Getting it. My daughter's swearing. She looked out the window and she goes, "It's raining like a son of a bitch." And I thought it was awesome because at least she's swearing like a sailor, right? Right away, perfect. She's like, "Daddy's 3 shits to the wind. All hands on cock." Yep, scratch that last one. Okay. That's good, that's good. All right. I saw this guy with a "We the People" tattoo. Yeah, I don't know if there's a better way to tell someone that you haven't read the Constitution than getting a "We the People" tattoo. When I moved into my house, my neighbor had an AR-15 tattooed on his leg, and I was kind of like, oh, please say he's in the military. Nope, he wasn't. But he did cover it up with an American flag. So he got the American flag, he got a flag code violation tattoo to cover up the old gun tattoo, which I don't think there's anything more American than that. One time I was driving along and I thought I saw a bald eagle, and then I got closer and it just turned out to be a plastic bag. That might be more American than that. I get road rage a lot. I really get worked up in my car. Can't stand it. It's usually when people are in the passing lane, right? And they won't get over. And I get so pissed off, I just get right up next to them. But I also have something in my car called road rage signs, which is like a binder that I can flip through and just hold up signs so people can see what I think of their driving. I'm like, you're in the fast lane. I've got one that says that. Or you're a horrible driver. Or your baby's ugly. You know, just really good ones. But then the problem with road rage is usually past those people, and then you got to go so fast. You're going like 90, 100 miles an hour. And you're like, you can't. So you're like, I got to keep going. Those people are going to go. And then two 18-wheelers come together. Then you're trapped there. Then everybody that you were just raging at, telling them their baby's ugly, they're all right around you then. Then I just hold up another sign that says, I'm actually a big pussy. You know? It's just a Canadian flag, but they get the point. All right, that's it for me, everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Keep it going for your next comedian, CC Laird, everybody.
Keep it going for my dad, Gabe Key, everyone. My sexy, sexy dad. Hi, guys. How we doing? Feeling good? Nice. I like hearing that. I've really been enjoying the weather we've had lately. As you can see, I've been enjoying it. I love weather like this because why, ladies? It's hoe clothes season. That's right. It's hoe clothes season up in here. I'm ready for it. You know what, though? It doesn't really matter what the temperature is outside for me to wear revealing clothing. I like it. It's fun for me. It's cool. It's neat. And people sometimes ask me, like, aren't you cold? No, I'm not. I actually have ancient slut magic that keeps me warm all season round. Passed down by my whore mother before me, right? It's a fun spell. I am half gay. On my mom's side, okay? Only counts if it's on your mom's side, remember that. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun being half gay. I got something real fun recently, a new diagnosis. We love that, we love that. I got diagnosed with a fun little personality disorder called borderline personality disorder. Half the audience just got scared, okay. Like, she's got a gun! No, just kidding. No, BPD's crazy. If you don't know what borderline personality disorder is, it's basically just autism for hot people. Like, that's it. We can't process, and then we got molested. Oops. No, it's awful. Personality disorders are awful. It makes me awful. It makes me a terrible person. And I've just learned to accept it. Like, I can apologize, but like, I am the worst. Like, I need you guys to know that right now. Like, I am the worst, okay? Like, let me put it to you this way. Getting BPD, right, is like, for me, it was like getting a certified crazy bitch stamped right on my forehead. You know what I mean? But you know what they say, crazier in the head, the better they are in bed. You guys tightened up on that one, but I know for certain every single one of you has been fucked good by a mentally ill person, okay? Don't want to admit it, that's fine. You might have regretted it later. In the moment, it was fun. No, I'm the worst. My poor fiance, hi, we got fiance. He turned into like my de facto handler, you know, because I'm a crazy person. And I just feel bad for the guy because I don't think he signed up for that kind of husbandry, you know what I mean? Husbandry is the care for animals, in case you didn't know. 100 years of feminism right here. We used to be property and now we're on stage. If you guys don't like my jokes, it's your fault. You should have let me out of the house. Don't know what to tell you. I have a fiance. I love saying that word. Oh my God. Fiance makes everything sound like extra fancy, you know? Like, my fiance doesn't like oysters. You know, like, oh, my fiance likes dry champagne. Like, what? Like, what? Or like, my fiance had to pick me up from the loss prevention office at Marshall's. So fancy. So fancy. I'm really excited about aging. I know, it's kind of weird. People like maybe don't look forward to getting old, or maybe they get depressed around their birthdays. I love it because every year is a year closer to death, right? Okay. But mostly these girls get it. They're all on Zoloft. Okay. All right. I'm okay. Cool. I'm gonna wrap up with this, guys. Has anyone ever been to an escape room here? Their family, whatever. Yeah. So fun. There is this one. Tell me if you've been to one like this. It was nuts. Okay. So right, it starts like with the locked door, right? And then this one, there's like padded walls. Okay. And then there's like also mandated medication 3 times a day. Fun little grippy socks at the end. You ever have an escape room give you grippy socks? Man, I'll tell you what, it took me 72 hours to get out of that escape room. Thank you, I'm Miss Cecilia Loud. All right, give it up right now for Sam Milazzo.
Let's keep it going for CC. Keep it going. All right, guys, what's up? My name's Sam. I'm not originally from Cincinnati. I'm from Lafayette, Indiana. We got any Hoosiers out here? Nice. Yeah, so whenever I go home now, I like to smoke weed in my garage after my parents fall asleep. Yeah. But the last time I was at home, my dad came out to the garage while I was out there, and he's pretty cool about it now. So I just kept hitting my bowl while he sparked up Black and Mild, of all things. I was like, all right, man. But yeah, while we were smoking, he was like, man, nicotine is really addictive. It's the red man's curse. And I was like, dude, one, you can't say that. Like, if you said that in Montgomery, Ohio, man, they'd stomp you on the curb at the spot. You know what I'm saying, right? And two, is it mentally healthy to say that Native Americans are a reason why you suffer from addiction? Like, come on. And also, if there was a curse of Native Americans, I think it would have been like a tomahawk chop to the back of the head in the War of 1812, right? I don't know if you guys know who Tecumseh was, but he was pretty good at doing stuff like that. I'm also trying to work on that smoking issue that I have. I smoke cigarettes. So I went to my physician, and she was like, during the appointment, she was like, okay, Sam, how many cigarettes do you smoke per day? And I was like, well, that depends on the week, right? Because like some weeks I have more work, I'm more stressed. And she was like, okay, how many packs of cigarettes would you say you buy during the week? And I was like, well, that depends on the month, right? Like in January, February, it's colder outside, gotta keep my lungs up, stay warm, right? And she was like, okay, Sam, be honest with me. Have you stopped smoking at all in the past year? And I was like, dude, it's the end of January. The year just started. You're supposed to be a doctor and you're being a fucking idiot right now. Like, what's going on? I've also been trying to take my dating life a little bit more seriously, and I was texting a girl recently, and it was going pretty well. But then one day she was like, "Hey Sam, you're really sweet, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm not looking for anything serious." And I was like, "Dude, I still wear Star Wars pajama pants and have psoriasis. Do you think people take me seriously?" It's not like ladies are just lining up for this dry-skinned dick, you know what I'm saying? The last time I told that joke, a guy came up to me and he was like, "Do you actually have psoriasis?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude." And he pulled up his sleeve and he's like, "Yeah, I got all over my hands and my arms." And I was like, "You don't have to show me. I know what it looks like." Chill out, man. No, but you really do need to take your dating life and sexual stuff like seriously. I try to compare sex to being in a spaceship. You know, I wasn't good at science, so it's probably something I'm never going to do. But you know, if you're ever in a spaceship, you gotta act serious. You know, it's foreign territory. You probably haven't been there before, and you always have to listen to the commander of the spaceship, right? Especially if they have a really big bottom. I'm talking about ass. We're all ass guys in here, right? We're all ass guys in here. Does anybody even really like tits anymore? Like, they're just fucking cow udders, dude. Come on. No, it's interesting to think about like the evolution on our thoughts, especially like guys, our evolution of thoughts on butts. You know, when we're little kids, we're like, ew, it's so funny, butts are so disgusting. And then we hit 12, 13 years old, and we're like, butts are the best thing ever. Yeah, growing up was weird, man, especially like trying to understand my sexuality around like that 12, 13 year age range. I never really got like the talk from my parents, and anything like surrounding that talk was just kind of awkward to talk about. So has anybody here ever been caught masturbating by a family member? You don't have to clap. It's just like, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I gotta say it was probably the most awkward experience of my life. My mom walked into the room and she was like, Sam, you gotta stop doing this in the kitchen, man. And I was like, oh, so it's my fault? There's a bottle of lotion right next to the sink. No, and then I got the lecture about how the Catholic Church says that masturbating is a mortal sin. And I was like, how come Father Tim showed us how to do it in 4th grade? And then, I'm just kidding. He did show me how to suck his cock until it was raw, though. All right, guys. That's all I got. Please keep it going for the very funny Jackie Ray.
Ow. We have a sexy fucking crowd tonight. I see a lot of familiar faces. Y'all are fucking sexy, and I mean it this time. Thank you. I try. So I turned 29 yesterday. Yay. Thank you. I love these compliments. All right. So it's last year in my 20s. Yeah. I love birthdays too, like Cece, cause you just like, you know, age is a privilege denied to many. So I love growing older. And the wisdom you get with it is a pretty good bonus. For example, toddlers are narcissists. Nanny tings. I'd rather paint my bedroom with a Q-tip than pay for a Taylor Swift concert. My ADHD is so severe that even my subconscious is like, ADHD. And most of my friends are too, so I'm really proud that you guys remember to come tonight. Thank you. Have you guys ever noticed that the labia is like the eyelashes of the vagina? Yeah, right? Glad it's not just me, thank you. I am 29 now, but I still don't understand like the concept of spelling your name on a dick. Cause like, is it in cursive or is it in Braille? Please tell me. Maybe I'll learn before I'm 30. I know I'm getting old because I went over to my best friend's house the other day, and her 9-year-old son was eavesdropping. She was like, "You're so old now," even though she's older than me. So her son was like, "No, you're gonna go to heaven soon?" I didn't think I was. And then he told me that I look like Coraline's mom in my turtleneck. So he's really reassuring. He builds my confidence. Fun fact, when I was little, I would charge my family $0.25 for kisses. That's true. That's a fact. And I think I'm gonna bring it back. But like raise the price a little. I'm not sure like what the price would be, so maybe we could do like an auction. We can bid. Highest bidder. starts at $50. Some of y'all are like, I got money to spend. Yeah, so I've been tricking since I was little. That explains a lot. Probably shouldn't tell people that. And it's kind of funny to look back at the younger me, like my early 20s. My mindset was just a lot different. I would like let people act all kind of ways. And now I don't let shit slide, not even the cha-cha. I'm like, you just did your last funky around me, buddy. I used to think, when I was younger, I used to think I was too sensitive, too emotional, too, fragile. And now I realize that all of that's true. Except I'm not fragile like a flower. I'm fragile like a sexy, resilient, mentally unstable bomb. All right, guys, that's my time. Thank you so much. Keep it going. Actually, real quick, everybody tell John happy birthday. Happy birthday, John. That's my Pisces buddy. All right, guys, give it up for Max Fine.
My name is Max Fine. That's an awesome name to have if you're a porn star or a spy. I like to think that I was conceived in a handicapped parking spot. My parents, don't get ahead of me, dude. Shut the fuck up. My parents, they pulled in, they did their thing. They were like, oh, what are we gonna call this kid? It was Max Fine, $500. I was like, fucking hell yeah, dude. All right. Good. This is gonna be weird. I don't know if this is funny. This made my roommate laugh yesterday. I don't do impressions, but I'm about to. I need everybody to be fucking cool about this, please. This is the only impression I'm ever gonna do. Just be on board. This is it. This is Italian Urkel. Okay? Are we on board? Do we know Urkel? Hell yeah, we're familiar with Italians? Fuck yeah, dude. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's Italian Urkel. Be cool. You telling me I did this? All right, thank you so much. Oh boy, hell yeah, dude, this is fun, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm in the middle of a love triangle right now. That's not the funny part. I like this girl. She doesn't like me, and I don't understand geometry. It's crazy, man. Hell yeah, dude. You're dumb as two, man. Hell yeah. What are numbers? Who cares? Fuck numbers. All right, cool, man. This is good. I'm doing this new thing. I don't know if this is cool. I'm doing this new thing where I get high and I make fake dating profiles. But hold on. Using pictures of my dad. And the bio on all of them says, just making sure my daughter isn't on here. All caps. And he's fucking crushing it, dude. He's doing so well, man. My dad is 65 years old and has Parkinson's. We smoke a lot of pot together, very shaky joint pass. But we it's cool, it's cool. You can laugh at that. It's totally cool. You can laugh at that. He wrote that joke. It's fine. You can laugh at that. If he could still write, he would have written that joke. But we do get high together. He's my best bud. It helps him with the pain and the tremors from Parkinson's. And that's not the funny part. You think it's funny? All right. It's just I'm a selfish guy. When I found out my dad was sick, my first response on the phone, I swear to God, was, "Oh my God, Dad, that's awful. Am I going to get it too?" And it turns out Parkinson's, not hereditary. Being selfish, very hereditary, because my mom immediately took the phone and said, "Max, I know you're scared, but nobody's gonna have to deal with this more than me." She loves that story because it's about her. She's a trip. My mom's older than me. It's fucking wild, dude. Hell yeah, man. Naturally, it's it could have shocked me. I'm from the South, dude. Anything's possible. This might be a Southern thing. Did anybody else in this room think that they were gonna have sex at the end of sex ed? No? Is that crazy? Okay, is that a crazy question? I don't think so either, right? Because it's like you got to drive a car to get a license. Like, that's, right? Ipso facto. That's what makes sense to me. So, like, I walked in, I was very confident. I was 12. I had my best cargo shorts on, fucking, dude, ready to camo, dude, below the knee, very cool shit. Hell yeah, I did. I walked in confident. I was like, here we fucking go. And the woman that's teaching it is like, okay, I need a volunteer for this next thing. And I was like, fucking yeah, man. And I was born for this. I'm ready to commit. Just give it to me. And I go up. She opens up a bag of glitter and she says, stick your hand in the glitter and shakes someone's hand. And I was like, right? I was like, all right, this is how I find my mate. And I went up to this girl, Jess, who now works in Congress. And I put my hand out, and we're shaking hands, we're like doing cool shit. And the woman goes, great. Now you two shake everybody else's hands. I was like, this is getting wild. This is my first time, like everybody. And by the end of it, it's a bunch of children covered in glitter, and the woman says, congratulations, you now all have AIDS. It's like, this is a school in the South. One kid freaks out, runs to the nurse's office, like, I think I have AIDS, I think I have AIDS! And that kid stands up here tonight with just a little bit of HPV. So I think we're... Oh boy, you guys are a lot of fun, and you're gonna love your next comic. Keep it going for Annie Sherman!
Give it up for the guy with the second best porn name I've ever heard in my life, Max Fine. All right, so I'm Annie Sherman. I went on a date recently, and I wasn't super stoked about it because he kind of had like a I buy my jeans at Costco kind of vibe. Like, he seemed like someone who after like a really hard day kicked off his New Balance and just relaxed with a lukewarm bowl of soup. Like that, so that was very much his vibe. But that is to say the sexual chemistry wasn't there, but oh my God, the conversation was fine. So we chatted for a little bit, and he said, I just like you so much, and I think this is going so well. It's like optimistic to the point of foolishness, but fucking okay. So he said, I got you a gift. And I thought, oh, what a gentleman. And he said, please hold out your hand and close your eyes. And so I did. And when I opened my eyes, there was a butt plug in my hand. And this was a first date, a blind date. No encouragement was given by me. So I guess the moral of that story is good men are hard to find, but you know what's super easy to find? Horny men. Horny men are very, very easy to find. And you know what? I don't even think it's their fault. Because women are sexualized so early nowadays. Like, you guys have seen Toddlers and Tiaras, right? There's like a 3-year-old, she's wiggling into a push-up bra, and her mom's like wrestling a Dolly Parton drag queen wig on her, and like the strawberry vapes hanging out of her mouth, and she's like, if you don't win, I'm gonna burn all your Barbies, you know? And I feel like it's starting earlier and earlier. Like, even now, there's probably a male executive who is pitching thong onesies for sale at Baby Gap. And he's like, we could do it really fun, like put a saying on it, like daddy's little slut, let's do it, let's make it really fun. But you know what, I am so thankful that this sexual drive exists. You know, when penis was named, when Freud was naming the stages of sexual development, he named them oral, anal, phallic. Oral, anal, phallic, in that order. 1, 2, 3. I didn't do it that way, but I went to Catholic school, so I know a lot of girls that did. But anyway, I'm very thankful for the sexual drive because it's the reason we have any progress today. And like everybody thinks of the internet, and if it weren't for porn, we wouldn't have the internet, and computers are giant jizz boxes that give you your email. Like, we know that. But think of the most benign thing, like the most everyday commonplace thing, like the vacuum cleaner. You're gonna tell me that Dyson guy was so passionate about creating a small tube that won't stop sucking halfway through because he cared about crumbs on the carpet. Dude had a bad experience with an orc when he was in middle school, and he was like, fucking never again. And speaking of middle school, did middle school suck for anyone else? Just me? Middle school sucks. And it's the paradox, because it's the most you will ever want to have sex and the least fuckable you will ever be. Like, I, in middle school, looked like if a Cabbage Patch doll and Seth Rogen's pubes had a baby. Like, just frizzy curly hair and a stupid potato face. But even that notwithstanding, I was very, very popular in middle school with the boys. And it's my mom's fault. And here's why. Because she told me, you know what, Annie, you never want to hurt somebody's feelings. So if somebody asks you to dance, just say yes, even if you don't like them. If anybody smells blood in the water, it is middle school boys. So I was like a goddamn bargain bin geisha just standing there while just the parade of the Island of Misfit Toys marched by, and all they wanted to do was just stick their face directly in my chest. And you know, we talked about Freud a little bit earlier, penis. And what I will say is we need to also talk about Pavlov, because I have a Pavlovian reaction to the point that if you came up here and just headbutted me directly in the tits, I would start singing Casey and JoJo. That's how visceral it was for me. All right, guys, I'm Annie Sherman. That's my time. And now for the best porn star name I've ever heard, the very funny John Holmes, everybody.
One more time for Annie, guys. Let her hear it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. This place, I love this place. I love coming to perform at this place. This place is great. Go Bananas. Give it up for Go Bananas, guys. Hell yeah. I love this place. Last place I performed at was at a bar in Akron. Yeah. I walked out of the bathroom there, and there was an old boomer man waiting, not a boomer man, but you know, a boomer. Just there waiting to go in, and he took one look at me, and he just goes, you know what? Back in my day, only the gays dressed like that. And I had to clean that up a lot. Let's just say that. It's Akron. It's still Akron, you know. I have to clean that up a lot. But I looked at him, I was like, well, he's like 70 years old, maybe, so he probably lived through the 70s. Are you literally calling me a disco queen? Because that is exactly the look I was going for. Fuck yeah! High five! He did not high five me. I came out of the restroom here, and there was a guy just waiting for me, and he goes, "Are you my coke dealer?" And I'm like, "Yes." Nailed it. And then he was like, "Oh, good, so you have drugs." I'm like, ah. Do you know how awkward it is to explain to someone that you're not their coke dealer? It's just your aesthetic. They get very downtrodden fast. They don't want to high five either. I don't know why. No, I know what I look like up here. I look like the Lorax if he lacked morals, right? Like, I know what I look like. I'll just answer the question. Yes, I've done cocaine. You can't pull this off and have not done cocaine, okay? That's step one. I've done drugs, mostly blow. I've done a lot of it, but here's the thing. I'm not the best at doing cocaine. Yeah, I know, right? So I was doing blow in a car with a friend of mine, and you're supposed to snort it up all in one go. I couldn't do that. I had to stop and be like, breathe out. Because I'm fat and asthmatic. You don't need to worry why. I had to breathe out, and I said to my friend, I said, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I'm not the best at doing cocaine." And he said to me, and I quote, "Relax, John. No one wants to be the best at doing cocaine, right? No one wants to do a fat rail and then jump on stage here at Go Bananas. No one wants to do that 5 minutes ago. One time I was doing a lot of blow and I felt the need, I had to tell my wife. I felt the need, I had to tell my wife. Yeah, I'm married too, right? What? How? She's blind. Okay. She's actually not and hates that joke. Okay. So I came home at like 4 a.m. and I woke up my wife and I was like, hey, I gotta tell you something. And she's like still asleep. She's just like, what is it? And I'm like, I've been doing a lot of cocaine lately. And that's when she's like, how much is a lot? And I'm just like, 4 times this week? And that's when she shot up. That's when she's like, whoa, 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 whoa. How much are you paying for this shit? And I'm just like, oh no, people are just giving it to me. And then she says, and I quote, oh, then what the fuck do I care? And goes back to sleep. That's how you know you marry up, guys. That's how you know you marry a winner. All right, guys, that's been me. Thank you so much. I want you guys to give it a lot of applause. Give it your all for your next and final comic of the evening. He is recording his debut album on Friday and Saturday night right here, so come back and see him. You get a little taste of him right now. Guys, give it up for the very funny Blake Wexler!
Keep it going for John, everybody, if you have time. If you can find the time. Thank you for sticking around. I can't say this in a cool way, but I'm terrified of spiders. Horrified. Anyone else? Yeah? You? No? Yeah? Yeah? Which one? Do you have one? Do you have one that you like? All of them? Equal opportunity. I like it. I hate it, actually. I fucking hate those things. But whenever you tell someone that you're afraid of an animal, they always say the same thing, right? Like they go, oh, well, they're actually more afraid of you than you are of them. And to that I say, oh really, has a spider ever run out of its mother's 68th birthday party screaming? Because I crawled across one of its legs? No? Then they're fucking not. They anecdotally aren't. And I do have a spider that bugs me the most. I do have one. Thank you. And it's the daddy long legs. I hate it. It bugs a pig. I hate that bug. And I told someone that the other day, and they go, oh, actually, a daddy long-legged spider is harmless to human beings because its fangs are not strong enough to pierce human skin. And to that I said, oh, do not fucking talk to me like that. Don't speak to me that way. Their fangs are not strong enough. Socialize yourself. Take that fang talk outside. And they were wrong, by the way. Just so we're on the same page. If you get nothing else out of my set tonight, take this away. A daddy longlegs is not harmless to human beings because no animal is harmless to humans if he makes you call him daddy. Ah, yeah, look at daddy's long legs. Like, oh, God. Fuck me. Oh, hey, pull him off. It wiggles for a while. I was like, Jesus Christ. You know, I'm not really a spider. It's a kill it. Smush that pervert. Yuck. I've been living in Los Angeles the past 10 years. I just moved back to my hometown of Philadelphia, and thank you. No, I appreciate any woo I can get for Philadelphia. I'll fucking take at this point. It's like, oh, you moved into a barn. Fucking animals that live in that city. But I like it, and I moved back to Philly. A good part about moving back home is that I'm around my family more often, but not all family. Right? There's a fucking animal in everybody's family that you, at least one that you don't want to be around. For me, it's my aunt, and she's drunk all the time. That's her primary characteristic. She's also related to me, allegedly, but She also gets red wine mouth. You know what I mean? Where it turns like this fucking awful shade of gray. Where you say hello to them, they smile, and they're like, you're like, oh my God, have you been poisoned? What the fuck happened? Did you bite a live octopus? And we had this big family get together the other day, and 9/11 came up, as it will. Let's argue about that in 2023. So 9/11 came up, and my aunt stands up in the middle of this big family gathering, and she goes, you know what I would do if the terrorists tried to take over my plane? I'd stand in the middle of the aisle and be like, take my body, do what you will. And I was like, you need to sit the fuck down. Take my body? Oh my God. And the worst part about that was not the image. It wasn't even the fact that she said that in front of children. It was the fact that she showed a fundamental misunderstanding of what causes and prevents terrorism. Like in her Merlot-soaked mind, this scenario, she's like, the terrorists are gonna be like, oh yes, we will take over this plane because of America's foreign oil interests and trifling in other countries' affairs, unless a 68-year-old mother of 4 named Carol offers her body for fuck purposes. In which case, TGIF, we're only human. The virgins can wait. It's the name of my special, by the way. The Virgins Can Wait. It's more of a scheduling thing than anything else. I don't know if I like that riff or if I love it. So I'm sweating from talking, but I've been traveling a lot more recently, and you can get it. And sorry, that goes off when I'm about to say something funny. This goes into the wall. So I've been traveling a lot recently, and I went to my buddy's wedding, and it was a weird friend. You know, it was a small wedding, so he didn't give me a +1, and that was a fucking conversation I had to have with my wife. But that was a tough one. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, this is not going to end well. And don't go to sleep upset. Don't fly across the country furious with the threat of divorce. It's a longer phrase, but I think it still applies. So I go to this wedding alone, and I didn't know anybody there. And I get there, and I was walking around to the welcome drinks that they do, which is kind of a thing they do. Like, say the wedding's on a Saturday, Friday, everybody kind of gets to know each other. And I walked around, and I saw this guy sitting alone. And I go, that's my fucking guy. So I walk up to him, and I said, hey, man, how are you? And he goes, not well. My wife just left me. And I said, oh, and now I'm leaving you as well, because this sounds like a bummer of a conversation. And then he finishes the sentence. He goes, for a guy in the Blue Man Group. May I sit down? May I stay for a while? Tell me your tale. What the fuck? The Blue Man Group? And he starts telling me what happened, and I do appreciate how vulnerable he was, because that's clearly a very uncomfortable conversation to have under any goddamn circumstance, much less that one. And apparently what happened is that him and his wife went to a Blue Man Group, I don't know what you would call it, a concert, an enigma. Hey, who needs it? Who even put this up here? He went to a Blue Man Group Paradox, and he's sitting there, and I don't know if it was the percussion, you know, like bum, 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 or the paint splattering everywhere, you know, but something about it made his wife go, I need to fuck one of those guys. And she did. She did it. The Secret, I believe, is what that's called. You picture something in your head and you manifest it. I so appreciate that he said that, though, but in all seriousness, because if I'm not that secure, if my wife left me for a man in the Blue Man Group, you would never hear about it. Mm-mm. That's Blakey Boy's secret. I'm Blakey Boy. Right here, will you do me a favor? Ask me why my wife left me. Why did your wife leave you? I don't know. I have no fucking idea. There's no way to know what they're thinking. I have no idea. And that blue life does not matter, and that's all I have to say. That's all. It's my one fucking point. That one blue life. So what the fuck is he talking about? Corey went through something tragic. They keep moving it. I'm crazy. I do seem crazy though. So I'll do a thing. I've recently. I'll do a thing where I sometimes will intentionally mispronounce a word so I don't come off as a fucking know-it-all all the goddamn time. It's good to take a break from that every once in a while. I'm told. And for instance, I know the city in Spain is pronounced Barcelona. Like, I know that's how you pronounce it there. But I'm not going to say that because I don't want to come off as a fucking asshole. You know? Like, I'm not going to say Barcelona. I won't. But that's my policy. But I got tripped up the other day because there was something that was kind of in the middle of like, oh, can I say this without coming off as a piece of shit? Or am I going to sound condescending? And it was the country in South America, which I know that's pronounced Chile. But it's kind of in the middle, right? But I can't say Chile because I'll sound like a fucking idiot. Right? It's like, where are you going on vacation? Oh, I'm going to Chile. Like, oh, you should go back to school is where you should go. Where, are you also going to go to the South American country of Panera? Or are you going to go to that next, huh? Applebess? I hear it's beautiful this time of year. Apple bless. It's all free. So you won't be you're getting a discount on your ticket for this show because of that last joke. And that last joke only. A few more things. Like I mentioned before, I did move back home, and moving back home, a lot of things have been causing me to get nostalgic and reminisce. Where I drove by my middle school the other day, and I don't know if this ever happened to you, but you have an idea of something in your head that happened when you were a kid, and it seemed completely normal at the time because you were young and you didn't have perspective. But now you look back on it as an adult and you go, wait, what the fuck was that? What was that? And the memory that I had was I was in 6th grade, and my Spanish teacher, she made all the white kids change their first names to Hispanic names, which doesn't help. Doesn't help you learn, but whatever, fine. And my best friend Jeff, on his name tag, he wrote Mr. Goodbar. Like the candy bar. So here's the memory. My Spanish teacher sees his name tag and she lost her goddamn mind. And she goes, "You can't call yourself Mr. Goodbar!" And he goes, "Why not?" And she goes, "'Cause Mr. Goodbar's a porn star!" 6th grade. And I'm like, there's no way I'm remembering that correctly. So I looked it up, and it turns out Mr. Goodbar was a very famous porn star from the 80s. But we didn't know that. Because we were 11 fucking years old. Senorita Pregunta, ¿Cómo se dice too horny to teach? How do you say that? Last thing before I get out of here, and by the way, I am filming my first special here this weekend. So if you, thank you so much. Thank you. And if you could do that again a little bit louder so I can record it and play it at the end, edit it in. But seriously, if you enjoyed what the fuck I've done up here tonight, you can have free tickets. You guys are clearly, you're here for comedy on a Wednesday. You're clearly a great comedy audience. So enter code Big Baby Blake, all right? And believe it or not, I just improvised that. But enter Big Baby Blake at checkout. So Friday, 7:30, Saturday, 7:30 shows, and you can get in for free. And if you haven't enjoyed what I'm doing tonight, don't fucking come near this club this weekend. Do not come near it. It's a big deal for me. All right. But seriously, Big Baby Blake at checkout, and an employee here has to enter that into a computer to make that happen. And for that, I'm very, very apologetic. So, is this thing on? You can look for. You're like, is this his act? It kind of is. So, last thing before I get out of here, I went to college in Boston, and I was a big, and continue to be, unfortunately, a big Philadelphia sports fan. And when I was there, I went to see the Philadelphia Flyers play the Boston Bruins in this big playoff game. And the Flyers, so I went with my buddy and his friend who's from Boston. He's a big Bruins fan. So we get to the stadium, and the Bruins score like 3 times in the first period. And this guy's buddy just goes, he screams right into my face. He yells, "Flyers suck, you fucking weirdo!" And I said, "Ow!" Because I don't deal with confrontation while I have a shallow eardrum. And then this fucker goes, "Oh, did I hurt your ear? Have a beer!" And he dumped a beer on my head. It's cold in there. It was a long game for old Big Baby Blake. Can somebody make merch right now with this shit? So, and the worst part of that was not the fact that he screamed in my face. It wasn't even the fact that he dumped a beer on my head. It was the fact that he rhymed at me. It was the most offensive part. Like, "Yeah, beer, dude, I should have gone to fucking Harvard." They're all morons who live in that city. I don't know if you've ever been, but it's just ship it off, ship it back out, and ship that up to Boston, huh? There's a great band, the Dropkick Murphys. It's a really, really good band. I'm a little salty about that place. So, few weeks, Paul Revere, fuck, really a horse. So, walk like a man. A few weeks later, I'm drunk on a roof. And, there were other people up there. It was a party. I wasn't like, "Why?" It was a party. And I was eating a 2-pound calzone because I passed by an Italian place and they were like, "Who can eat our 2-pound calzone? We'll put your picture on the wall." And I was like, "Ooh." And I'm shoveling this food into my mouth. And then a car pulls up next to the building. And I'm looking over the side of the roof. And this guy gets out. And it was the guy from the Bruins Flyers game. It was the guy who dumped the beer on my head. And he walks up, and I lock eyes with him. And then I take my 2-pound calzone, and I overhead throw it off the roof, and it slams into the hood of his car and puts a dent in it. That's how heavy that food was. And before he could say anything, I go, "Your car's covered in food, dude!" And I just ran down the fire escape. Thank you so much, everybody. Big Baby Blake or whatever. Hope to see you this weekend. Thank you. Have a good night.
Keep it going for Blake Wexler. Hell yeah. Go to GoBananasComedy.com for those tickets. Big Baby Blake, free tickets. All right, give it up for everyone you saw tonight. Hell yeah, hell yeah. We'll be over at Bell and the Bear if you want to hang out. I've been Gretchen Schultz. Get home safe. Thank you.